Imagine being a kid and finally getting the ultimate gadget, a shiny personal robot that rolls into your messy room, sweeps the floor, and even does your math homework. Before you actually bought one, you'd probably ask two very normal questions. First, how much does it cost? And second, does it actually do a good job? Over the last couple of years, some of the biggest companies in the world looked at AI tools like ChatGPT and had that exact same childhood fantasy. They saw the promise of a flawless, tireless digital worker. They expected this technology to be a cheap, magical fix for their businesses. But building a mechanical helper in the real world is neither cheap nor magic. What these companies discovered is that running these advanced digital workers costs an absolute fortune. And on top of that massive price tag, the AI is making strange, embarrassing mistakes that regular human employees have to rush in and clean up. To see why this is happening, we have to look at what happens when brands try to take AI out of a web browser and let it do physical jobs in the real world. When your cheap digital helper actually costs millions of dollars to maintain and requires constant human babysitting just to function, it defeats the entire purpose of buying it in the first place. Take McDonald's. They spent 3 years testing an automated AI robot to take customer orders at the drive-thru. The system really struggled. It got confused by regular background noise. It accidentally ordered one customer 260 chicken nuggets. It even tried to add bacon on top of ice cream. It got so bad that human workers constantly had to jump on the microphone, apologize to the customer, and manually punch in the correct order. If a human crew member has to repeatedly step in to fix a robot's strange mistakes, the technology is actually slowing the restaurant down instead of speeding it up. We saw a similar issue at Starbucks. They rolled out a system using AI-powered cameras to automatically count their inventory of milks and syrups. But the AI lacked basic common sense. It frequently couldn't tell the difference between oat milk and almond milk, and it completely failed to register certain bottles of syrup sitting right on the shelf. Frustrated baristas realized the counts were wrong, so they were forced to go back and manually count all the supplies by hand to correct the math. By trying to automate the process, Starbucks accidentally created double the work for their team. Faster technology does not always translate into better business results. These funny errors are only half the problem. The AI systems that big companies build run on an invisible currency. That currency is a token. Every time an AI reads a word, analyzes a picture, or makes a decision, it costs digital money. When companies ask AI to handle massive, multi-step jobs on its own, it burns through tokens at lightning speed. One major company reportedly learned this the hard way when they accidentally spent $500 million in a single month just by letting their AI consume too many tokens. Those digital tokens represent massive real-world expenses. To make the AI work, technology companies have to build giant physical supercomputers and buy staggering amounts of electricity from the power grid. Giving an AI a massive job right now is a lot like handing a kid a bottomless bucket of tokens at an arcade. The company's budget vanishes instantly, and there's no guarantee they even win a prize. In business, this problem comes down to 3 letters: ROI, or return on investment. To see how it works, imagine a neighborhood lemonade stand. The investment is what you spend to operate. Let's say you decide to spend $1,000 on a giant laser-powered juicing machine to squeeze your lemons. The return is what you make back. If that complicated laser machine constantly breaks down and you only make $5 selling lemonade, you have a major problem. Spending a massive fortune upfront for almost no helpful return is a terrible ROI. And right now, that is the exact financial trap big companies are falling into with their AI projects. Compare the daily expense of running a massive AI supercomputer to the daily cost of paying a human worker's standard salary. For most normal, everyday jobs, hiring a person is currently far cheaper than paying for a constant stream of AI tokens and electricity. Plus, human beings come with built-in common sense. A person working a drive-thru knows that bacon doesn't belong on ice cream. A barista inherently knows the difference between an almond and an oat. Artificial intelligence is a remarkable invention, but right now it operates a bit like a super expensive toddler. Until it grows up, the human brain remains the most reliable, cost-effective computer for the job.